computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
Hello dear listener, and welcome to episode 80 of Life Through a Prism with your host Rob Tierney. In this episode we're going to look at an article from abc.net.au entitled Australia's LGBTQIA plus youth report physical, verbal assault, but also queer joy. The link to the article will be in the show notes by Brianna Morris Grant, dated Wednesday the 11th of June 2025. 1 in 10 LGBTQIA plus young people say they have been physically assaulted in the last year, according to a new landmark study. A third of those interviewed nationally had experienced physical harm for their identity in their lifetime. Minus 18, a mental health charity for queer youth, released the data as part of their National Queer Youth Now survey. Almost 3,000 LGBTQIA plus young people aged between 13 and 25 were interviewed across Australia. Public discourse and debate surrounding Australia's queer community made the numbers unsurprising for project lead Alvi Ahmed. It's still really confronting that we found 9 in 10 LGBTQ plus young people in our survey had faced bullying, harassment or violence due to their identity, he told the ABC. The reports of violence are sadly consistent with previous studies done in this space as well. And so the message is still loud and clear that these experiences are still happening. Over half of young people surveyed had experienced verbal harassment as well in the past year, which is a big finding. But importantly, there's so much that we can do to help combat anti-LGBTQ plus hate. There's small actions people can do to make a real difference in the lives of queer young people. A snapshot of Australia's young queer community. Of the 2,724 young people aged between 13 to 25 surveyed, 64% were transgender, gender diverse or non-binary. Almost half were still in high school, and more than a third lived in rural, regional or remote areas. The majority said they had first questioned or realised identity about the age of 12. Minus 18's Chief Executive Micah Scott said the data affirmed the lived experience of Australia's young LGBTQI+ community. It also gives us clear, actionable direction to improve the support systems they rely on, he said. It tells us where to focus, what needs to change, and how we can better show up for queer youth across the country. The report, supported by the Telstra Foundation and aided by more than 20 community organisations, is the largest national survey of LGBTQIA+ youth in recent years. It provided a vital snapshot of the community, according to Minus 18. Only 6% of respondents felt the Australian government understood and listened to people like them. Many said that they did not feel safe being completely open about their identity at school, in sports settings or at home. Having access to inclusive facilities and seeing visible support like lanyards, posters and flags at school also helped them feel accepted, according to the report. Where an LGBTQIA+ student group was available, 71% said they got involved, but only half of the respondents had access to that kind of group. Mr. Ahmed said there was a discrepancy between what young people want and what they actually see on the ground. He added there were also differences between the experiences of those aged under 18 and those aged 18 to 25. There are different ways in which people engage with community in terms of the events that they attend, he said. Under 18s are more likely to attend queer formals or rainbow balls, and over 18s are more likely to attend public pride events. Our interpretation of that is that often some public events aren't catered to those who are under 18, and so at Minus 18 we base a lot of our events on the premise of creating a space for young people to connect. Finding queer joy in being seen and being celebrated. Amid reports of violence, harassment and fear, the survey also gave a spotlight to something deeply important: queer joy. A total of 79% of LGBTQIA+ young people said they had felt a sense of acceptance and inclusion relating to their identity in the last year. A similar number said they had felt pride or euphoria for their identity. Despite 10% of those surveyed saying they had no one as a role model in their lives, others looked to friends, family, teachers, co-workers, as well as influencers and celebrities for inspiration. Mr. Ahmed said he wanted the report to show what the future can be. It shows us that queer young people are finding queer joy everywhere, he said. They find it in friendship, they're finding it in support, they're finding it in being seen and being celebrated. So we know that these moments matter deeply to young people. By highlighting these queer joy experiences, we're trying to show that there is a future where queer young people can experience joy and euphoria and be celebrated for who they are. So we hope these findings can help queer young people now, but also into the future, and help create a better environment for young people in a more safe and welcoming world. Are you surprised with the results of the survey? Do you fit into the 18 to 25 group? Do you relate to the report? Would love to hear what you have to say. Let's have a conversation. Before I finish today's episode, I would just like to ask if you have enjoyed this podcast and enjoy the free content I create. Could you please give a like and consider subscribing? The podcast is not only on Spotify, but Apple, YouTube as well. Also now, the podcast has a webpage, and the links to all these will be in the show notes. I enjoy creating this content for you, and it helps me be motivated to continue to make great content in the future. Till next time, take care, and bye for now.